Center Point Deepwood Glade was 61 degrees yesterday. Today it's 36. I'm going to be doing editing soon, so there will be stoppage and starting of the videos. Had some land management issues to take care of today. Found out one of the neighbors has been shooting raptors. Now, the authorities have been informed. They say can't do anything unless you have proof. Now, I don't want to find proof, but if there is some to be found, I feel like I'm duty bound to look. Now, I have to go check my boundaries, find out what's been happening. I'm also going to get more footage of some of Deepwood Glade's farther zones. Looks like some algae built up. Strange. It's supposed to actually go below freezing tonight. Right now, nothing's sticking because it's, like I said, 35, 36 degrees, something like that. Tomorrow it's only supposed to be in the 40s or something, but it's pretty common here in Appalachia to have the cold snaps like this. It was very uncommon to have the extreme cold snap that we had the last time. We had wind chills of negative 25 up here on the mountain. That's a little much, but it was temporary. And we didn't have much damage, shockingly enough. Not very much stone damage or vegetation damage. I was shocked. Now, what damage we did have, I was not surprised about in the least because, well, we've been talking about and you can see that's not going to live. It used all of its carbohydrates up last season to be able to sprout the suckers, put out as many leaves as it could to try and reinforce its root system. Its root system is based into a couple inches of topsoil at best, and then compressed hard clay and karst limestone. So there is a remedy with a recipe to be able to amend just about anything. Some of other YouTubers that I have been interested in the past, crime pays but botany doesn't. That guy has some specials on just about everything, and if you thought plants couldn't grow anywhere, well, the only place I've seen they can't grow is Mars and the moon. So it can be fixed. As you can see, there was a little bit of erosion damage again with the heavy storm. Hoping to be able to get a shipment of stone in here soon. But I did see on the interwebs just yesterday that it's not that expensive to get fill to bring back in. Now obviously, you know, it's not ideal. It's not the greatest. We want to keep every grain of our soil, but it's just not practical. Now, in instances like this, you see how much moisture there is, humidity. We are not driving on this road currently. We are walking. Now, I understand for a lot of people that's one of many steps too far that we take out here, but it's worth it to me. That's wind damage. That wind damage, as I've stated in the past, is because all those protection trees that were along the ridge were cut down, many of which just because they were in the way. You know, my only recourse to try and prevent any further damage or misuse and abuse was to buy the land. And land isn't free. I worked really hard. Like I said, it's worth it. I have some machinations for this area here. This is actually some pretty decent soil mixed in with what had been disturbed by the bulldozers when they came by. Okay. Now, we've seen this before. We're moving through Waterfall Junction, or whatever you'd like to call it. That's Blackberry Road. And this is Waterfall Road. Well, we're heading down in Deepwood Valley. I know these long form videos is what people seem to appreciate here in YouTubeville. Or should I say in... I don't want to say it. No, I'm not even gonna say it. In the digital universe, we'll say that, because I'm not saying anything that has to do with verse other than that. You can see there's a little bit of cleanup to be done here and there. There's some unattended deadfall, all manner of vegetation. Now, some of this is from neglect. This land here was completely undisturbed for a long period of time by... Well, that was foolish to step on that moss-covered rock. Good luck editing that out. Nothing is safe in the Deepwood. As I descend on my journey into the valley, our other motto: every day is leg day. We just walked past Switchback. You can see as it makes its S curve down. We're gonna walk this direction. I have to try to remember to hold this thing farther away from my face. The audio is gonna be all over the place. As you can hear, the snow is mixed in with a little bit of freezing rain. It was going really good just a little while ago. As a matter of fact, I held off coming out filming cell phone video because it was a little more rain and a little less frozen. But now this is fairly stable. Didn't rip my pants, did I? No, okay, just dirt. You may notice I wear the same clothing on my outer layer often. I try to have appropriate clothing in appropriate times. There's a lot of briar out here. Why I wear my princess gloves. My manly princess gloves. Oh, Dripping Springs is a little more than dripping today. Still dry under the shelf. You can see down way in here. If I can get it to it and edit, I'll try. That is actually a shaft that a small rivulet of water comes through on the other side. And then there is another cascade of waterfall right there that comes all the way from the ridge. Our border is right along that ridge line right there, following down into Cedar Creek. And that's the direction we're going to take today to make sure our boundary is still secure. Now I know the old barbed wire fence that was crossing the creek, that has been torn down for ages. That was probably torn down 10 years before the last owner bought the property. And most likely it was from downfall. Trees falling down, all that stuff, rocks, sedimentary erosion. I was really struggling the other day when I was doing one of these videos. And I was talking about some such nonsense where we were amending the soil up in the orchard. And I just could not for the life of me remember nitrogen fixers or dynamic accumulators. Just couldn't do it. So, thought maybe I'd throw that into the edit here today. I keep saying edit because I'm so proud of myself. I finally found an edit program that I'm going to use. It's called LumaFusion. Seems pretty awesome. I'm interested. I gotta also pay attention to other things that might be interesting. And people like things like that. I really do. All of the moss-covered rocks with all the frost building up on them. I have to be careful not to bust my rear end again. Now, fixing this road, that's going to be an experience. Oh, I never got any film of the club moss the other day either. I'm really hoping I'm going to be able to zoom in on edit. That'd be super awesome. Okay, see, from this angle, you can barely even see any of the more aesthetic rock value. I am going to go up in here. I actually slipped in this area on a four-wheeler last year and broke the struts. There's some. See how the stream disappears often? You can't see any water flow at all right here. But you saw how much flow was coming off the waterfall. Now that's not to say that it doesn't continuously erode, as you can see just from the formation of the valley itself. But that's usually from heavy rains, and we get those. Alright, there's a small bit of flow right now. Oh yeah, these rocks are super slippery. There we go. Some of our moss-covered rock. Now I have refrained from coming in and cleaning out a lot of this stuff yet because I don't have a chipper currently. The chipper that we had just, well, it wasn't enough chipper. So, we are most certainly in the market for reviewing a chipper. If anyone would be so gracious as to offer us the opportunity for that sponsorship. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. I just read all about sponsorships and viewership and all that stuff last night on the interwebs. I'm trying to educate myself to best move forward in our current times, why I'm also offering this to be shared with those with the same outlook or a similar vision. Alright, I already have on order a stick to hold this thing farther away from my face. I'm sure everyone will appreciate that who gets the chance to watch these videos. And next after that will be a better microphone, so that I'm not huffing and puffing trying to hold the camera still. Alright, now our best chance to get into this boundary where everything comes down in. That's dissension. Those spikes sticking out of all the deadfall pine that we have is an extremely good reason to wear the woodland armor. And some friends of mine laughed at me years ago when I said I wanted to buy some armor, have my cell phone mounted on it. That's not even the slightest bit outlandish or cringy at all. Now. But there's a documented explanation, and I'm not exactly the best orator or communicator, so trying to explain myself sometimes does get a little, how will we say this? I don't have a single adjective for mental gymnastics, but as soon as I come up with one, edit. Yeah, it's pretty. Wow, this phone is pretty warm, I'm supposing. The snow is melting immediately. Alright, this may be one of the times I have to pause. I'm sure everybody's like, no, we want to see you go down. At least I hope. It'd be awesome if somebody wrote in the comments, please, 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 like, share, comment. That'd be awesome. Of all the taglines, of all the YouTubers I've heard everywhere trying to show off and do all those other things, I really hope that my tagline doesn't become, please, please, please. Oh, hell. Nope. I hear it. I hear it. The universe is communicating to me that in the future someone is going to type in the comments, please, please, please. All right. Push this mountain wall out of the way. Down past one of these significantly sized boulders. All these little guys are the ones that trip us up, so we're going to be careful. You can see that there's slide marks here. Some critter sometime went down here. I love that. Got out here early enough. You can still see the dry spots underneath the cast down. All over again. Over here is where the run out is supposed to be from Dripping Springs into Cedar Creek. And you can see some of the larger stones I was talking about that were moved in the 100-year flood. I can actually hear water underneath my feet, and I seriously doubt that will get picked up on the microphone. You can hear the water over in the creek for sure, but there is water running underneath me, right underneath these rocks. We just can't see it. Karst topography is just amazing. There are complete waterways that are hidden just below our feet. The size of this creek, oh, my finger would